ਅਮਰਥ ਡੋਲਨ ਤੇ ਰਾਖੋ ਪ੍ਰਭੂ ਨਾਨਕ ਦੇ ਕਰ ਹੱਥ ਕਹਾ ਬੁੱਧ ਪ੍ਰਭ ਤੁਛ ਹਮਾਰੀ ਬਰਨ ਸਕਾ ਮਹਿਮਾ ਜੋ ਤਿਹਾਰੀ ਹਮ ਨਾ ਸਕਤ ਕਰ ਸਿਫਤ ਤੁਮਾਰੀ ਆਪ ਲੈ ਹੋ ਤੁਮ ਕਥਾ ਸੁਧਾਰੀ ਮੁਖ ਉਚਰਾ ਸ਼ਾਸਤਰ ਖਟ ਪਿੰਗ ਗਿਰਨ ਚੜ ਜਾਏ ਅੰਧ ਲਖਾ ਬਦਰੋ ਸੁਨਾ ਜੋ ਕਾਲ ਕਿਰਪਾ ਕਰਾਏ ਅੰਧ ਲਖਾ ਬਦਰੋ ਸੁਨਾ ਜੋ ਕਾਲ ਕਿਰਪਾ ਕਰਾਏ।
ਸਤਨਾਮ ਸ੍ਰੀ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਜੀ। ਸੋਰਠੇ ਮਹੱਲਾ ਨਾਵਾ। ਇੱਕ ਓੰਕਾਰ ਸਤਿਗੁਰ ਪ੍ਰਸਾਦਿ। ਰੇ ਮਨ ਰਾਮ ਸਿਉ ਕਰ ਪ੍ਰੀਤੇ ਸ਼ਰਵਨ ਗੋਬਿੰਦ ਗੁਣ ਸੁਨਾਓ ਅਰ ਗਾਓ ਰਸਨਾ ਗੀਤੇ ਰਹਾਓ। ਕਰ ਸਾਧ ਸੰਗਤੇ ਸਿਬਰ ਬਾਦੋ ਹੋਏ ਪਤਿਤ ਪੁਨੀਤ ਕਾਲ ਬਿਆਲ ਜੋ ਪਰਿਓ ਡੋਲਾ ਮੁਖ ਪਸਾਰੇ ਮੀਤ ਆਜ ਕਾਲ ਫੁਨ ਤੋਹੇ ਗ੍ਰਾਸਿ ਹੈ ਸਬਜ ਰਾਖਾਓ ਚੀਤੇ ਕਹਿ ਨਾਨਕ ਰਾਬ ਭਜ ਲੈ ਜਾਤ ਔਸਰ ਬੀਤ ਰੇ ਮਨ ਰਾਮ ਸਿਉ ਕਰ ਪ੍ਰੀਤੇ।
ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕਾ ਖਾਲਸਾ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕੀ ਫਤਿਹ। So with Maharaj's apar kirpa, the katha of all of the Bani of Sri Guru Tegh Bahadur Sahib Ji Maharaj was Arambi yesterday. So we're going to be continuing with that. So ਜਿਵੇਂ ਮਹਾਰਾਜ ਸ੍ਰੀ ਗੁਰੂ ਤੇਗ ਬਹਾਦਰ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਜੀ ਮਹਾਰਾਜ ਸੋਰਠ ਰਾਗ ਦੇ ਅੰਦਰ ਫਰਮਾਨ ਬਖਸ਼ਦੇ ਹਾਂ, ਉਹ ਆਪਾਂ ਸ਼ਰਵਨ ਕਰਦੇ ਹਾਂ। ਸੁਚਿਤ ਵਿਰਤੀਆ ਕਾਗਰ ਕਰਕੇ ਸ਼ਰਵਨ ਕਰੀਏ ਜੀ।
ਸੋਰਠ ਮਹੱਲਾ ਨਾਵਾ।
ਨੌਵੇਂ ਪਾਤਸ਼ਾਹ ਸ੍ਰੀ ਗੁਰੂ ਤੇਗ ਬਹਾਦਰ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਜੀ ਮਹਾਰਾਜ ਸੋਰਠ ਰਾਗ ਦੇ ਅੰਦਰ ਕਿਰਪਾ ਕਰਦੇ ਹਨ।
ਇੱਕ ਓੰਕਾਰ ਸਤਿਗੁਰ ਪ੍ਰਸਾਦਿ।
ਇੱਕ ਅਦਵੈਤ ਰੂਪ ਪਰਮੇਸ਼ਰ ਓੰਕਾਰ ਜੋ ਸਭ ਦਾ ਪ੍ਰਕਾਸ਼ਕ ਹੈ, ਸਤਿਗੁਰ ਪ੍ਰਸਾਦ ਜੋ ਸਤਿਗੁਰਾਂ ਦੀ ਕਿਰਪਾ ਦੁਆਰਾ ਪ੍ਰਾਪਤ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਹੈ।
ਰੇ ਮਨ ਰਾਮ ਸਿਉ ਕਰ ਪ੍ਰੀਤ।
ਹੇ ਮਨਾ, ਓ ਮਾਈ ਮਾਈਂਡ, ਹੈਵ ਪਿਆਰ ਫੋਰ ਅਕਾਲ ਪੁਰਖ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ। ਤੂੰ ਰਾਮ ਪਰਮੇਸ਼ਰ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਪ੍ਰੀਤੀ ਕਰਿਆ ਕਰ।
ਸ਼ਰਵਨ ਗੋਬਿੰਦ ਗੁਣ ਸੁਨਾਓ।
So with your ears, ਆਪਣਾ ਕੰਨ ਦੁਆਰੇ listen to the gun, listen to the praises of Parmeshwar.
ਅਰ ਗਾਓ ਰਸਨਾ ਗੀਤ।
ਫਿਰ ਆਪਣੇ ਰਸਨਾ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ with your tongue sing those praises.
ਰਹਾਓ।
ਮਹਾਰਾਜ ਵਿਸਰਾਮ ਬਖਸ਼ਦੇ ਹਨ।
ਕਰ ਸਾਧ ਸੰਗਤ ਸਿਬਰ ਬਾਦੋ।
Go to ਸਾਧ ਸੰਗਤ and do ਸਿਮਰਨ of ਮਾਧੋ, ਮਾਇਆ ਦਾ ਪਤੀ ਪਰਮੇਸ਼ਰ।
ਹੋਏ ਪਤਿਤ ਪੁਨੀਤ।
ਤੇ ਇਸ ਪ੍ਰਕਾਰ ਪਾਪੀ ਵੀ ਪਵਿੱਤਰ ਹੁੰਦੇ ਹਨ।
ਕਾਲ ਬਿਆਲ ਜਿਉ ਪਰਿਓ ਡੋਲਾ।
So ਕਾਲ, so ਜੋ ਮੌਤ ਹੈ, death, is like a snake that slithers all around.
ਮੁਖ ਪਸਾਰੇ ਮੀਤ।
And day and night it slithers around and it shows its teeth. And its teeth are like showing you the powers of being able to kill you. So ਜੋ ਕਾਲ ਹੈ ਉਹ ਸੱਪ ਦੇ ਵਾਂਗ it slithers around, ਜੋ ਦਿਨ ਰਾਤ ਸਾਰਿਆਂ ਨੂੰ ਮੂੰਹ ਖੋਲ ਕੇ ਆਪਣੇ ਮੌਤ ਰੂਪੀ ਦੰਦ ਵਿਖਾਉਂਦਾ ਹੈ।
ਆਜ ਕਾਲ ਫੁਨ ਤੋਹੇ ਗ੍ਰਾਸੇ ਹੈ।
Today or tomorrow, at some point, it's definite, everyone's going to go. So Kal itself is going to get you.
ਸਮਝ ਰਾਖਾਓ ਚੀਤ
Maharaj is saying, remember this. Is gal nu sach jaan ke chitte rakho. That at some point death is upon us all. Don't think that you're going to be able to escape it.
ਕਹਿ ਨਾਨਕ ਰਾਮ ਭਜ ਲੈ
So, Nave Patsha, Sri Guru Tegh Bahadur Sahib Ji Maharaj, the ninth form of Sri Guru Nanak Dev Ji, Sri Guru Tegh Bahadur Sahib Ji Maharaj says, for this reason you can't escape death, and so for this reason meditate on Vaheguru. ਇਹ ਸਮਾਂ ਛਿੱਤੀ ਬੀਤਦਾ ਜਾਂਦਾ ਹੈ, ਇਹਨੂੰ ਸੰਭਾਲ ਲਿਓ, ਇਹਨੂੰ ਸਫਲਾ ਕਰ ਲਿਓ.
ਜਾਤ ਅਵਸਰ ਬੀਤ
For this reason, this time is running away. Your life is running way past you. So make sure you look after it. ਇਹਨੂੰ ਸੰਭਾਲ ਲਿਓ.
ਸੋਰਠੇ ਮਹੱਲਾ ਨਾਵਾ ਮਨ ਕੀ ਮਨ ਹੀ ਮਾਹਿ ਰਹੀ.
So in the end, your mind, the man, it will always be consumed with some sort of desire. There'll always be some sort of desire that is always unfulfilled.
ਨਾ ਹਰ ਭਜੇ ਨਾ ਤੀਰਥ ਸੇਵੇ.
ਤੇ ਫਿਰ ਅੰਤ ਵੇਲੇ ਜੀਵ ਪਛਤਾਉਂਦਾ ਆ. In the end, you'll regret it. Okay, nor did I do any simran, na har bhaje. And then I didn't do any seva of Guru Sahib as well. I didn't make any efforts to do any seva. Instead, I was just tied up in all of these desires.
ਚੋਟੀ ਕਾਲੇ ਗਹੀ.
And now death has come and grabbed me. So it's too late. Hun ta mainu ਮੌਤ ਨੇ ਆ ਕੇ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਪਕੜ ਲਿਆ.
ਰਹਾਓ
ਮਹਾਰਾਜ ਵਿਸ਼ਰਾਮ ਬਖਸ਼ਦੇ ਹਨ.
ਦਾਰਾ ਬੀਤ ਪੂਤ ਰਥ ਸੰਪਤੇ.
So Dara, Istri, Meet, Friend, Poot, Son, Rath, these gaddiyan, Sampat, all these assets that you have.
ਧਨ ਪੂਰਨ ਸਭ ਬਹੀ.
ਅਤੇ ਜੋ ਧਰਤੀ ਦਾ ਸਾਰਾ ਪੂਰਨ ਧਨ ਹੈ.
ਅਬਰ ਸਗਲ ਮਿਥਿਆ ਏ ਜਾਨੋ.
ਜਿੰਨੇ ਵੀ ਪਦਾਰਥ ਹਨ, all of these things that you think that are yours, all of this maya, understand them to be mithya, understand them to be false.
ਭਜਨ ਰਾਮ ਕੋ ਸਹੀ.
ਕੇਵਲ ਇੱਕ ਪਰਮੇਸ਼ਰ ਦਾ ਸਿਮਰਨ ਸੱਚਾ ਜਾਣੋ. Only Maharaj is Simran, only Maharaj is true.
ਫਿਰਤ ਫਿਰਤ ਬਹੁਤੇ ਜੁਗ ਹਾਰਿਓ.
You've wandered and wandered through many lifetimes, across many different life forms, and you've lost that game of life many times before.
ਮਾਨਸ ਦੇਹ ਲਹੀ.
ਤੇ ਹੁਣ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਦੀ ਕਿਰਪਾ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ you've been blessed with this ਮਨੁੱਖਾ ਦੇਹ, this human life. And why have you been blessed with this human life? ਪਰਮੇਸ਼ਰ ਦੀ ਪ੍ਰਾਪਤੀ ਵਾਸਤੇ.
ਨਾਨਕ ਕਹਿਤ ਮਿਲਨ ਕੀ ਬੜੀਆ.
So Sri Guru Tegh Bahadur Sahib Ji Maharaj says, this is your chance. This is your chance now that you've been blessed with the human life. This is your chance to meet Vaheguru, to become one with Vaheguru. Pei Prabhat Manuk Dehuriya, Govind Milan ki eh teri bariya.
ਸਿਬਰਤ ਕਹਾ ਨਹੀਂ.
So then why aren't you trying? Why aren't you trying to make an effort? Why aren't you trying to do any simran? ਕਿਉਂ ਨਹੀਂ ਤੂੰ ਪਰਮੇਸ਼ਰ ਦੀ ਭਗਤੀ ਕਰਦਾ?
ਸੋਰਠੇ ਮਹੱਲਾ ਨਾਵਾ ਮਨ ਰੇ ਕੌਣ ਕੁਬਤ ਤੈ ਲੀਨੀ.
Hey Mana, oh my mind, where did you get all of this koti mat from? Where did you get all this falsehood from? Where did you learn it from?
ਹਰ ਦਾਰਾ ਨਿੰਦਿਆ ਰਸ ਰਚਿਓ.
So Paraya ਨੂੰ ਦੇਖ ਕੇ ਤੇ ਨਿੰਦਿਆ ਕਰਕੇ, looking at Paraya and doing nindya, you're completely engrossed in these things.
ਰਾਮ ਭਗਤ ਨਹਿ ਕੀਨੀ.
You're focusing on nindya and doing other things, but you haven't focused at all. You haven't put any effort in at all into doing bhakti.
ਰਹਾਓ
Maharaj Vishram ਬਖਸ਼ਦੇ ਹਨ.
ਮੁਕਤੇ ਪੰਥ ਜਾਣਿਓ ਤੈ ਨਾਹਨੇ.
Doing bhakti of Parmeshwar, that is the path of mukti. Mukta Panth. That is the only way to mukti. But you haven't understood this. ਇਹ ਤੇ ਨਹੀਂ ਜਾਣਿਆ.
ਧਨ ਜੋੜ ਕਉ ਧਾਇਆ.
Instead, what have you done? You've run around like a dog, chasing Maya and Padarth to try and accumulate all this wealth.
ਅੰਤੇ ਸੰਗ ਕਾਹੂ ਨਹੀਂ ਦੀਨਾ
ਤੇ ਅੰਤ ਵੇਲੇ ਕੋਈ ਪਦਾਰਥ ਨੇ ਕੋਈ ਸੰਗ ਨਹੀਂ ਦੇਣਾ, ਨਾ ਕੋਈ ਤੇਰੇ ਨਾਲ ਰਹੇਗਾ ਤੇਰੀ ਰੱਖਿਆ ਵਾਸਤੇ. No one's going to stay with you, nothing's going to stay with you. Doesn't matter how much money you've earned, doesn't matter how much wealth you've accumulated, doesn't matter how many friends you have, doesn't matter how many sanbandhiya you've made in this life. No one's going to stay with you and no one's going to protect you.
ਬਿਰਥਾ ਆਪ ਬੰਧਾਇਆ
And because you've made so much effort in collecting wealth and making all these friendships and having all these relationships, you've made yourself stuck now, and you've tied your life into the wrong things.
ਨਾ ਹਰ ਭਜਿਓ ਨਾ ਗੁਰ ਜਨ ਸੇਵਿਓ
So you didn't meditate on Vaheguru, you didn't do any bhakti, you didn't do any simran, and you didn't do any seva of Gurjan. You didn't do any seva of any Gursikhs or Mahapurkh.
ਨਹਿ ਉਪਜਿਓ ਕਛ ਗਿਆਨਾ
And then, most importantly, you didn't even realize your own Sarup as Brahm Sarup. So, apne Sarup da gyan nahi paida hoya.
ਘਟ ਹੀ ਮਾਹੇ ਨਿਰੰਜਨ ਤੇਰਾ
So, Vaheguru Maharaj is within you. They are within your hirda.
ਤੈ ਖੋਜਤ ਉਦਿਆਨਾ
But instead, what do? We go around looking for that instead. We go around to the jungles, we go to the forests, we wander in so many different places looking for Vaheguru, but we don't realize that Maharaj is within us.
ਬਹੁਤ ਜਨਮ ਭਰਮਤ ਤੈ ਹਾਰਿਓ
And again, because of this agyanata, you've lost over many, many lifetimes, in many, many life forms, you've lost this game already.
ਅਸਥਿਰ ਮਤ ਨਹੀਂ ਪਾਈ
And yet still, you are still not drid in your Sikhi. Koi drid Sikhya haje bhi nahi pai.
ਮਾਨਸ ਦੇਹ ਪਾਏ ਪਦ ਹਰ ਭਜ
You were given this human body, this manas de, for the purpose of being able to do bhakti, for the purpose of being able to meet Parameshwar.
ਨਾਨਕ ਬਾਤ ਬਤਾਈ
This is the teaching that Guru Tegh Bahadur Sahib Ji Maharaj is blessing us with.
ਸੋਰਠੇ ਮਹੱਲਾ ਨਾਵਾ ਮਨ ਰੇ ਪ੍ਰਭ ਕੀ ਸਰਣ ਵਿਚਾਰੋ
Hey Mana, oh my mind, go to the sanctuary of Akal Purkh. Tu Vaheguru Parameshwar di sharan liya kar.
ਜਹ ਸਿਮਰਤ ਗਨਕਾ ਸੀ ਉਤਰੀ
Just like Ganaka, she was a Veshwa, but in the end she was saved because the last thing that happened was that she started remembering Vaheguru's name.
ਤਾ ਕੋ ਜਸ ਉਰ ਧਾਰੋ
Papiyan da adhar karan wala Vaheguru Maharaj ji da naam hai. ਇਹ ਜਸ ਤੂੰ ਹਿਰਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਧਾਰ ਲਿਓ.
ਰਹਾਓ
ਮਹਾਰਾਜ ਵਿਸ਼ਰਾਮ ਬਖਸ਼ਦੇ ਹਨ.
ਅਟਲ ਭਇਓ ਧਰੁਵ ਜਾ ਕੈ ਸਿਮਰਨੇ
So Bhagat through, by doing Simran of Vaheguru, they got blessed with Atal Padavi.
ਹਰ ਨਿਰਭੈ ਪਦ ਪਾਇਆ
ਅਤੇ ਨਿਰਭੈ ਪਦਵੀ ਵੀ ਪਾ ਲਈ ਸੀ.
ਦੁਖ ਹਰਤਾ ਇਹ ਬਿਦ ਕੋ ਸੁਆਮੀ
In this way, Maharaj's name and Maharaj is the destroyer of dukh over many, many lifetimes.
ਤੈ ਕਾਹੇ ਬਿਸਰਾਇਆ
So Maharaj is saying, so why are you forgetting him?
ਜਬ ਹੀ ਸਰਨ ਗਹੀ ਕਿਰਪਾ ਨਿਧ
So in the Sakhi of Chandrak Muni, when the elephant, there was someone, he was a Raja in his previous life, but then he got punished and he was made to be an elephant and he was captured by an octopus. That elephant was about to drown, but in the end he sought sanctuary of Parameshwar. And then when he was about to drown, he got saved. So even this hathi, even this elephant was saved.
ਗਜ ਗਰਾਹ ਤੇ ਛੂਟਾ
But he was only saved, he was only protected when Kirpa Nid, when Maharaj Kirpa de Khajane did Kirpa.
ਨਾਮ ਕਹਾ ਲਾਓ ਬਰਨਾਓ
For how long can you sit to do sift of Parmeshar's Naam? And to what extent can you keep doing sift of Parmeshar's Naam? There's no extent.
ਰਾਮ ਕਹਿਤ ਬੰਧਨ ਤਹਿ ਟੂਟਾ
By saying Ram, even that elephant's shackles became free. And in the same way, the Tandua, the octopus, is like Maya for us and Vishivikar, that we're entangled in all of these. So the Vishivikar are like the octopus and we're like the elephant, that we need to get an escape. The only way to escape and the only way to be freed from drowning is to say Vaheguru.
ਜਾਬਲ ਪਾਪੀ ਜਾਗੋ ਜਾਣੇ
So then they say Ajamal Papi, his kukaram, his pap is known by the entire world.
ਨਿਮਖ ਮਾਹੇ ਨਿਸਤਾਰਾ
So Nimakmai, for the length of time it takes to blink, in the blink of an eye, because of a Naam, he got saved. Because what's the last thing that he remembered? It was Narayana.
ਨਾਨਕ ਕਹਿਤ ਚੇਤ ਚਿੰਤਾ ਮਨੇ
Maharaj's name is the fulfiller of all desires. So, Onu tusi chetta karya karo.
ਤੈ ਭੀ ਉਤਰਹ ਪਾਰਾ
And then you will be saved and you will be able to safely cross the ocean and you will not drown.
ਸੋਰਠੇ ਮਹੱਲਾ ਨਾਵਾ ਪ੍ਰਾਣੀ ਕੌਣ ਉਪਾਉ ਕਰੈ
So here, the Uttanaka of Sorat Rag and Guru Tegh Bahadur Sahib Ji Maharaj's Bani in Sorat Rag, it was uchard when Maharaj was in Prag Raj Tribani. So when they were in the river Tribani, where they did lots of Punnadan for 6 months just before Sri Guru Gobind Singh Ji Maharaj's Prakash took place, they stayed there. And utthe there was Khat Darshini, so there was lots of different people from different religions and different walks of life. But when they used to have darshan of Guru Tegh Bahadur Sahib Ji Maharaj, they could see whatever they believed in. So some who believed in Ramchandar, they would have darshan of Maharaj and they would see Ramchandar. Same with people who believed in Vishnu. Same with people who believed in Krishna. So, and the same with the Sikhs, they used to look at Maharaj and they used to have Sri Guru Nanak Dev Ji Maharaj's darshan. They used to ask questions about how can we have preet, or what kind of things that should we do to become closer to Vaheguru. So this Shabad is more so a question and answer now that happens between some of the Pandits there and Guru Sahib. So they're asking questions, they say, Prani kaun upao kara. What kinds of things should we do and what kinds of efforts should we be making? These are the questions that the Pandits are asking. What kinds of things and efforts should we be making to become closer with Vaheguru?
ਜਾਤੇ ਭਗਤ ਰਾਮ ਕੀ ਪਾਵੈ
So that we can have prema bhakti that eventually will make us meet Vaheguru.
ਜਮ ਕੋ ਤਰਾਸ ਹਰੈ
And then the fear of death can escape us.
ਰਹਾਉ
Maharaj Vishram Bakshte Han.
ਕੌਣ ਕਰਬ ਵਿਦਿਆ ਕਹੋ ਕੈਸੀ
So what kinds of things should we do? What kind of karam should we do? Out of the 5 types of karam, which one is best? And then what kind of vidya should I be learning? What kind of vidya is best?
ਧਰਮ ਕੌਣ ਫੁਨ ਕਰਈ
Ta fir kera dharam, kera yag kare.
ਕੌਣ ਨਾਮ ਗੁਰ ਜਾ ਕੈ ਸਿਬਰੈ
And what name is the greatest? By doing simran of it.
ਭਵ ਸਾਗਰ ਕਉ ਤਰਈ
By doing simran of this naam, I can get mukti. And I can cross this worldly ocean safely.
ਕਲ ਮੈਂ ਏਕੋ ਨਾਮ ਕਿਰਪਾ ਨਿਧ
So they were the questions that the Pandits were asking. Hun agge Maharaj is giving the answers. So they say, Kal main ek naam kirpa nid. In Kal Jug, there's only one name, there's only one naam that can save you. And it is of Kirpa Nid, Kirpa de Khajane Parmeshwar.
ਜਾਹੇ ਜਪੈ ਗਾਤੇ ਪਾਵੈ
If you do simran of this, you can get mukti. ਫਿਰ ਜੀਵ ਮੁਕਤੀ ਪਾਉਂਦਾ ਹੈ।
ਔਰ ਧਰਮਤਾ ਕੈ ਸਮਨਾਹਨ
The other paths that we take, things like sometimes we think being a good person is enough, just doing dan or doing yag and doing all these pilgrimages and going to all these tirths, that is not enough.
ਇਹ ਬਿਦ ਭੇਦ ਬਤਾਵੈ
And Maharaj is saying even the Veds say this, that in Kali Yuga Naam is Sreshta.
ਸੁਖ ਦੁਖ ਰਹਿਤ ਸਦਾ ਦਿੜ ਲੇਪੀ
Maharaj is separated from Dukh and Sukh.
ਜਾ ਕਉ ਕਹਿਤ ਗੁਸਾਈ
This is who we refer to as Gosai. So Gosai, Go Tarti, Dasai, Malak.
ਸੋ ਤੁਮ ਹੀ ਮਹਿ ਬਸੈ ਨਿਰੰਤਰੇ
So this is the Vaheguru that dwells within you in your Hirda.
ਨਾਨਕ ਦਰਪਨ ਨਿਆਈ
And Maharaj is within you like a mirror. So ਪਰਮੇਸ਼ਰ ਦਾ ਪ੍ਰਤੀਬਿੰਬ ਤੇਰੇ ਹਿਰਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਵਸ ਰਿਹਾ ਹੈ।
ਸੋਰਠੇ ਮਹੱਲਾ ਨਾਵਾ ਮਾਈ ਮੈਂ ਕਹਿ ਬਿਦ ਲਖਾਉ ਗੁਸਾਈ
So ਇੱਥੇ they say Mai, but Mai refers to sadhu roop or sadhu jan. So they're saying कि how, O sadhu jan, he mata pita roop sadhu jano, how can I understand or how can I get to know Parameshwara?
ਮਹਾ ਮੋਹ ਅਗਿਆਨ ਤੇ ਬਰੇ
I'm attached to this darkness that comes with Maha Moh. I'm attached to the darkness that comes with more attachment, and I've got Agyanata.
ਮੋਹ ਮਨ ਰਹਿਓ ਉਰਚਾਈ
For this reason, the Agyanata that's making me so attached, my mind is just entangled in Padartha.
ਰਹਾਉ
Maharaj ji Vishram Bakshte ਹਨ
ਸਗਲ ਜਨਮ ਪਰਬ ਹੀ ਪਰਬ ਖੋਇਓ
I've lost my whole life. Up until now, I've done nothing. I've lost my whole life wandering around in Param, in doubt and feeling so lost.
ਨਹਿ ਆਸ ਥਿਰ ਮਤ ਪਾਈ
Even now, I still haven't reached any steadiness or dridta in my Sikhi.
ਵੇਖਿਆ ਸਕਤ ਰਹਿਓ ਦਿਸ ਬਾਸੁਰ
Day and night, I'm engrossed in Vishavikar.
ਨਹਿ ਛੂਟੀ ਅਦਮਾਈ
And I haven't let this falsehood go because I'm attached to it. I'm attached to the darkness that comes with the Gyanata.
ਸਾਧ ਸੰਗ ਕਬਹੂ ਨਹੀਂ ਕੀਨਾ
I never went into sadhsang. I never did any sangat. I never made any effort to be with people who are better than me.
ਨਹਿ ਕੀਰਤੇ ਪ੍ਰਭ ਗਾਈ
And I've never done any Parmeshwar. Na hi main Parmeshwar di bhagti kiti.
ਜਨ ਨਾਨਕ ਮੈਂ ਨਾਹੀ ਕਉ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜਨ ਨਾਨਕ ਮੈਂ ਨਾਹੀ ਕਉ ਗੁਣ
There's not one good quality within me. There's not one good quality within me.
ਰਾਖ ਲਿਹੋ ਸਰਨਾਈ
For this reason, I've come into your saranai. I've come into your sanctuary. Please protect me.
ਸੋਰਠੇ ਮਹੱਲਾ ਨਾਵਾ ਮਾਈ ਮਨ ਮੇਰੋ ਬਸ ਨਾਹੇ
Oh my, oh mother, I can't control my mind. I have no control of it. It wanders around aimlessly.
ਨਿਸ ਬਾਸੁਰ ਬਿਖਿਆਨ ਕਉ ਧਾਵਤ
Nisabasar, day and night, I chase after falsehood.
ਕਹਿ ਬਿਦ ਰੋਕਉ ਤਾਹੇ
So then how can I control it? I can't control it. I've got no bus over it.
ਵੇਦ ਪੁਰਾਣ ਸਿਮਰਤ ਕੇ ਬਤ ਸੁਨੇ
So I've listened to the teachings of the 4 Veds, the 18 Puran and the 27 Simriya.
ਨਿਮਖ ਨਾਹੀਏ ਬਸਾਵੈ
But Hajj tak, I haven't been able to instill these teachings within me.
ਪਰ ਧਨ ਪਰਦਾਰਾ ਸਿਓ ਰਚਿਓ
Instead, where's my mind? My mind is attached to Prai da Tan ate Prai di Istri. So I'm just running around after all the wrong things.
ਬਿਰਥਾ ਜਨਮ ਸਿਰਾਵੈ
This is how I've wasted my janam. So in this way, मैं अपना जन्म गवा लिया.
मादे माया का पयो बाबरो.
And I've gone crazy in the ego of having all this maya, and I've become intoxicated by it, and I've become attached to accumulating all this wealth.
सूजत नह कछ ज्ञाना.
ਤਾਂ ਫਿਰ ਆਪਣੇ ਸਰੂਪ ਦਾ ਗਿਆਨ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੋਇਆ.
ਘਾਟ ਹੀ ਭੀਤਰ ਬਾਸਤ ਨਿਰੰਜਨ.
ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ is within your hirda.
ਤਾ ਕੋ ਬਰਬੋ ਨ ਜਾਣਾ.
And you haven't understood this. ਇਸ ਗੱਲ ਨੂੰ ਤੇ ਨਹੀਂ ਜਾਣਿਆ.
ਜਬ ਹੀ ਸਰਨੇ ਸਾਧ ਕੀ ਆਇਓ.
Then when you finally found the sanctuary, the saran of the sadhs, the saints and Guru Sahib,
ਦੁਰਬਤੇ ਸਗਲੇ ਬਿਨਾਸੀ.
only then will all of this koti mat, all of this falsehood in your mind, only then will it go away. Only then will you be able to control your mind. Because our mind is not controllable. Manajita, Jagajita. It's very hard to control your mind. The only cure and the only remedy is to go into Sangat.
ਤਬ ਨਾਨਕ ਚੇਤਿਓ ਚਿੰਤਾ ਮਨੇ.
And Maharaj, Sri Guru Tegh Bahadur Sahib Ji Maharaj, they say that when you do Simran of Chintaman, the fulfiller of wishes,
ਕਾਟੀ ਜਮ ਕੀ ਫਾਸੀ.
only then the suffering of life and death, it will get cut. So jo jama di fahi hai, ਉਹ ਕੱਟੀ ਜਾਂਦੀ ਹੈ.
ਸੋਰਠੇ ਮਹੱਲਾ ਨਾਵਾ. ਰੇ ਨਰ ਇਹ ਸਾਚੀ ਜਿය ਧਾਰੇ.
So Maharaj is saying, hey Purkha, ਇਹ ਸਾਚੀ ਸਿੱਖਿਆ ਤੂੰ ਹਿਰਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਧਾਰ ਲਿਓ.
ਸਗਲ ਜਗਤ ਹੈ ਜੈਸੇ ਸੁਪਨਾ.
The whole world is like a dream. Jaise supana, it's like a dream. None of it is true.
ਬਿਨ ਸਤ ਲਗਤ ਨ ਬਾਰ.
And it's not going to take long to finish. It's just basically char kadiyan. That's all it is. That your life is going to go very quickly.
ਰਹਾਓ.
Maharaj ji Vishram Bakshde ਹਨ.
ਪਾਰੂ ਪੀਤ ਬਨਾਈ ਰਾਚੇ ਪਚ.
Your life that you are so attached to and that you think is so precious and that you think is going to last forever is like a wall of sand. It's like a sand castle.
ਰਹਿਤ ਨਹੀਂ ਦਿਨ ਚਾੜੇ.
This is the same the way that your body is made of Panch Tat, and it won't even stay for 4 days. Maharaj is saying it won't stay for very long.
ਤਾਸੇ ਹੀ ਇਹ ਸੁਖ ਬਾਇਆ ਕੇ.
And so is the peace that you think that you're getting from Maya. In the same way that you won't last for very long, the same way that this peace that you're getting from Maya is not going to last very long. Because with Maya, with Padarat, it won't go with you. It'll only stay with you in this very short life. Then Maharaj is saying, then why are you so stuck chasing it? So Maharaj is Dayal, and they say, it doesn't matter if you've wasted your whole life until now. It doesn't matter if you've been stuck this whole time. Don't think that anything has been ruined. You've still got a chance. If you understand this now, for this reason, meditate on Murar. Mur Dant, Ar Danta da Very Parameshwar.
ਕਹੋ ਨਾਨਕ ਦਿਜ ਮਤ ਸਾਧਨ ਕਾਉ.
Guru Tegh Bahadur Sahib Ji Maharaj blesses us and says, this is the way, this is the path of the sadhu. This is the path that I'm telling you. That you might have wasted your whole janam, you might have been entangled in Maya the whole time, but still if you say Vaheguru now and you focus now, it's still not too late. This is the way of the sadhu.
Sorathe mahalla naba. Eh jag meet na dekhyo koi.
So Maharaj is saying, eh jag, in this world, I've never seen a true friend apart from Vaheguru. So Guru Tegh Bahadur Sahib Ji Maharaj's Bani is very Vairag mein, Tyag mein, and it is essentially just showing what they are and what their essence was as well. So it's not just Maharaj's Slok Mahalla Nava that was like this. Maharaj's Bani was like this as well, all the way. This was their Jivana.
Sagale Jagat Apana Sokhe Lagyo.
And the reason why I haven't seen a true friend to this day is because Sagala Jagat, this whole world, what's it chasing after? It's only chasing after its own sukha. And then what happens in times of pain? No one wants to stand with you. So dukh vele koi nahi naal kharda. Maharaj ji vishram bakshde han.
Dara meet poot sanbandi. So
Dara, wife, meet, friends, poot, children. Sanbandi, all your rishtedar. They're only after one thing. They're only after you for your money. They're only after you for your wealth. Because what happens when they see that you're nirtan, that you're without anything, that you're in pain, you haven't got any money, you've got nothing to give you. You've got nothing to give them because people just use you for what you have. So when they see that you've got nothing, then what do? They leave you. They leave your side and they run away. What can I say to this crazy mind? It has neho, it has pyar for these types of people. How can I samjha my mind? How will my mind understand this? That these people are only in it for maya. That there's no meat in this world. There's only Parameshwar. You can only have sahayata, that you can only have support of Vaheguru. How can I get my mind to understand this? The Maharaj is the protector of all the poor and is the destroyer of fear. So why are you forgetting the only one that is going to protect you in the end? So Swan Pooch, just like the dog's tail, it never becomes straight. It will never change. In the same way is my mind. It never straightens out. It never changes. Even though I've tried lots of things, and no matter how many things I try, jo man hai, it doesn't ever. I can't ever control it. So Sri Guru Tegh Bahadur Sahib Ji Maharaj is saying, Hey Akal Purkh Vaheguru, please protect our honor. We are bird, we are meek. And the only support that we have is the asra of your Naam. Hey Mana, oh my mind, you haven't followed the teachings of Guru Sahib and the Sikhya of Guru Sahib. So in this Shabad, there was kind of a jogi and a pandit who was completely bald and he was wearing all these bastar, and he came to Guru Tegh Bahadur Sahib Ji Maharaj when they were on the banks of the river. And he came and said, what's the actual way to meet Parameshwar, and what's the actual way to have Parameshwar Di Prapti, and how can I have connection, and how can I show my preet, pyar for Parameshwar? And this is Maharaj's response for him. So they're saying, Kaha payo jo mood madayo. What does it matter? Why have you shaven your head? What's that going to do to get Parameshwar? And these Bhagave Vastra that you're wearing, that's not going to impact anything. Maharaji Vishram Bakshidihana. So instead of focusing on the outside, instead of focusing on the inside, you've done all these things on the outside and you're wearing certain types of kapre, and you're trying to look a certain way, but inside, what have you done? You've left all the sach behind, and instead you follow jhoot.
Janama akarath khoyo.
So for this reason, you're so lost that you've actually lost your whole life. Your whole life's gone by, and you never realized what you were meant to do with it. So, jo manukha janam hai, oh nisfal hi gwa liya.
Urj rahyo bikhiya na sag baura. Vaiguru kar parpanch udar dij pokhyo.
You have filled yourself by doing many different tricks, and you're just trying to get your way out of things, and you're trying to play games all the time. And you're not any different to a pasu, because what do pasu do? They sleep and they eat and they just sit around. The reason why we've been given Manukha Day and why it's risht is because we have the chance to do Simran, because we have a chance to meet Vaheguru. But you haven't used this chance, so instead you're just like a pasu. And you have never understood the gati, the essence of doing Simran. Instead, you were always entangled in Maya. So Maya te adin raha hai. So they say, Baura, oh you fool, you were enticed and you were lost into all the vishay vikar. And then what happened is that you forgot the jewel Ratan, the jewel of Vaheguruji's name. So the Parameshwar da naam pala liya. You were achet, you never remembered, you never bothered to remember Vaheguru Gobind Parameshwar. And for this reason you've wasted your life away. So apni sari umar byarth hi gwa layi. So Maharaj is saying, har bird pachano. Please be kind, just like is your nature. Because jeevta hamesha pulda rehanda han. So I'm always making mistakes, so please bless me and please be kind. So in this Shabad, Guru Tegh Bahadur Sahib Ji Maharaj is describing the qualities of a saint. So Jo Nar, so that person, dukh mein dukh nahi manna. In times of dukh and in hard times, they don't feel dukh and they don't crumble where there's problems. And he doesn't have attachment to sukh, so he's not chasing happiness all the time, and he doesn't feel fear. And his mind, his birti, sees dirt and gold as the same. Because they're on such a level where worldly things, dukh and sukh, it doesn't impact them. So they can't tell the difference between dukh and sukh. Just like if there was gold and dirt. Maharaj Ji Vishram Bakshte Han. They don't do nindya of anyone else. They also not bothered about doing vadhyai, but they're also not always seeking for their own vadhyai. They don't have lobh, they don't have greed, they don't have more, they don't have attachment, and they don't have abhiman, they don't have ego in the sense that I've read all of this, I've got all of this gyan, I know everything. Te harak kushi, sog, gami. So happiness and sadness, this is what they stay away from. They're completely detached. And they don't have any ichcha for their own vadhyai. So they leave all of their asa and their mansa. So all of these wishes that they have, all of these desires, They tyag everything, they detach themselves from everything.
Jagate raha nirasa.
And how do they live in the world? They live with nirasa, without any asa, without any wishes, without any desires.
Kam krodh jah parsa nahane.
Kam and Krodh, they don't affect this person.
Tehe kat brahm nivasa.
And in their hirda resides Vaheguru. And because they have this gyan and because they have this knowledge, they're able to focus on that. Okay, in my hirda there resides Vaheguru. So in my hirda there's Vaheguru. So I'm also a part of that Parameshwara.
Gor kirpa jahe nar kao kini.
That Purukh that Maharaj does Kirpa Drishti on. So this gyan of being able to separate yourself from dukh and sukh and being able to separate yourself from all the falsehood, that only comes when Maharaj does Kirpa Drishti.
Te eh jagate pachane.
Those people, they have understood the vidhi, they have understood the way of staying away from such vishivikar.
Nanak leen payo gobind sya.
So then that Mahapurkh, they, or that Sad, they become one with Parameshwara.
Jo pani sange pani.
Just like water collides with water, or just like one droplet of water reaches the ocean, that there's no difference now. They're the same thing.
Sorathe mahalla nava. Pritam jaan leho man mahi.
Hey Pyaryo, hey Pritam, take this Sikhya into your hirda.
Apne sukh syo hi jag phandyo.
What is the world, what is the jug looking for, what is the whole world chasing after? They're only chasing after their own sukha.
Ko kahu ko nahi.
No one is loyal to anyone. कोई भी किसी दा सहायक नहीं है. महाराज जी विश्राम बख्शते ਹਨ.
सुख में आन बहुत बिल बैठत.
What happens in times of sukh, what happens in the good times, they'll all come and they'll all sit around you.
रहत चहु दिस केरा.
And they will sit around you in all four directions. You'll have so many people around you. In times of happiness, when you don't need anyone else, and when they're just there because you're getting your own badiyai done, or because you've got some kind of money, they're in it for their own gains. So what will they do? They'll come and sit around you and you'll never be lonely.
बिपत परी सब ही संग छाड़त.
Then what happens? Bipata pari. What happens in times of vipta, in times of struggle? Then they all run away.
को न आवत देरा.
They will not come near you. Go na avatinera. Because then you've got nothing to give them, so they all run away.
घर की डार बहुत हित जास्यो.
So they say, Maharaj is saying, Kar ki nar, that wife that you had lots of prem for and that you were very attached to.
सदा रहत संग लागी.
And in return, she also always stayed by your side.
जब ही हंस तजी एह काया.
But then what happens when you die and your body becomes pale and your soul leaves your body?
प्रेत प्रेत कर भागी.
Then she runs away going, ghost, ghost. She's crying, going, there's a ghost chasing me, or I can feel spirits in the house. And because your mind is, when you died, your mind was thinking about that in your house and your wife, you also stayed in that house as a ghost. So nothing is true, because the minute that you die, the wife that you had so much pyar for, she's crying saying ghost. And the other thing is that when you have nothing or when you're struggling, then people are going to run away anyway.
एह बिद को व्यवहार बन्यो है.
In this way, this is what happens, and this is how people act in the end.
जास्यो नेहो लगायो.
Even those people who we love so much and we spend so much time with and we put so much effort in with, no one will stay with you in the end. Everyone will leave you.
अंत बार नानक बिन हर जी.
Apart from Vaheguru Ji, in the last moment when death strikes you,
Kau kame na ayo.
no one will be able to help you.
Ek oankare Satgur Prasade Tanasri Mahalla Nava.
So ਇੱਥੇ ਤਨਾਸਰੀ ਰਾਗ ਦੇ ਅੰਦਰ ਸ੍ਰੀ ਗੁਰੂ ਤੇਗ ਬਹਾਦਰ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਜੀ ਮਹਾਰਾਜ ਕਿਰਪਾ ਕਰਦੇ ਹਨ।
ਕਾਹੇ ਰੇ ਬਨ ਖੋਜਨ ਜਾਈ।
So this Tanasri Rag, Sri Guru Tegh Bahadur Sahib Ji Maharaj's Shabads, they were uchared in Kanchi, Banaras. So this is a conversation that Maharaj is saying, having with one of the Pandits, that saying, is asking Maharaj, so should we go to the jungles to have Parameshwari Prapti? Because that was their maryada, that they'd go to the jungles and they'd do all these kinds of tap. They'd like hang themselves upside down and they'd do all sorts of things. And this Pandit's asking Maharaj, is this the right way? How can, what's the best way to have Parameshwari Prapti?
Sarabnevasi Sada Alepa.
Kahe re ban khojan jai. So Maharaj says that why are you going to the jungles to look for Vaheguru? Sarbanevasi Sada Alepa. When they are everywhere, they are not attached to anything. And in fact, they are always with you. They are in your hirda. Maharaj ji Vishram Bakshte Han. So just like the fragrance that's within the flower, you can't separate the fragrance and the flower. And in the same way, when you look in the mirror and you see your reflection, you can't separate those. In the same way, Vaheguru Ji Maharaj is within us. Search for him by looking deep within you. Because Maharaj is within all of our hirdas. So whether outside or inside, doesn't matter. There's only one Parameshwara. This is the Gyan that Satguru Ji has given us. Maharaj says that, Sri Guru Tegh Bahadur Sahib Ji Maharaj says that bin apachina, without knowing our true self as Brahm Sarupa, the doubt, the param and the filth, it will never go away until you realize that Maharaj is within your hirda and you're part of that Parameshwar. Until then, you're just going to keep wandering around lost and going to the jungles, and that doubt will never leave you.
Tanasri Mahalla Nava Sadho Eho Jag Parab Pulana.
Sri Guru Tegh Bahadur Sahib Ji Maharaj is saying, O Sadhjan, the whole world is lost in this doubt in Param. They have let go of Ramanam. They've let go of doing Simran of Vaheguru. And instead, what have they done so foolishly? They've decided to sell themselves to Maya. Maharaj ji Vishram Bakshdehan.
Mat Pita Pai Sot Banita.
Mat, mother, pita, father, pai, brothers, sisters, sot, children, banita, all of these people that are around you. People are entangled. You're entangled in all of these things as well as Maya. And you're intoxicated in the power of Joban, the power that your youth gives you, and the glory. Day and night you are lost. The Maharaj is Dayal of all of the deen, the poor people, and they will always protect us. The Dukha Panjan, they are the destroyer of all Dukh. So Tasya Man Na Lagana, then why don't you focus your mind on them? If they're the only ones that are going to protect you in the end, and that nothing's going to go with you, and all of it is all bikya, it's all false, then why aren't you focusing your mind on Parameshwar, Vaheguru?
Jana Nanak Kotan Mai Kinhu.
The Sri Guru Tegh Bahadur Sahib Ji Maharaj is saying that among millions of people, among millions and millions of people that live this life, there's only a few that actually realize this.
Gurmukhe hoy pachana.
And how can you pachan, how can you realize a Gursikh, a Gurmukh? They are recognized because they put Maharaj in front, and they put Maharaj first in everything that they do, Gurmukh. They put Maharaj first, and they prioritize Maharaj and Sikhi in everything that they do.
Tanasri Mahalla Nava Tegh Jogi Kaur Jogate Not Jana.
So again, there's conversations here that about the yogis going to the jungles, and the Sikhs are constantly, the Pandits and the yogis are asking, what method is it? What method is the best to have Parameshwar di Prapti? So, Tegh Jogi Kaur Jogat Na Jano. So, Maharaj is saying, understand that this yogi does not know the method, the Jogat of knowing Vaheguru.
Lob Moh Maya Mamta Phone.
Because the yogi, even though he's doing all these things, Baro, Andaro, he's still entangled in attachment, he's got lots of greed, and he's still attached to Maya.
Jeh Kate Mahe Pachana.
And this is what goes on in their mind all the time. Maharaj Ji Vishram Bakshidhana.
Padalinda Ostat Nahjaka.
So Maharaj is saying is that person who does not do any nindya, they don't know any nindya of others.
Kanchana Loh Samano.
They also don't do any ustati, and they're not looking for any ustati. Kantana loha samano. They look at gold and iron, loha, alike. So again, Maharaj has that drishti, but Maharaj's Sikhs also have that drishti, that they're so detached from the world that they don't understand the difference between ustat and nindya, and they're not going to get involved in doing someone else's nindya, and they're not looking for their own ustati. They are separated from all emotions, so harik, happiness, sog, sadness. This is a true yogi, not just someone who goes to the jungles and hangs themselves upside down. The true yogi is someone whose state of mind is so steady and is so drida. So, jehda sada man hai, wo chanchal hai. It wanders in 10 different directions all the time. It can never be controlled. And it needs to be purified. It needs to be controlled. The Guru Maharaj, Sri Guru Tegh Bahadur Sahib Ji Maharaj says that whoever knows how to do this, whoever has this bidhi, who control their mind, understand them to be mukt, because to control your mind is a huge thing. So if anyone does have any control of their mind and has the state where they're able to separate happiness and sadness, there's no difference, and the same with ustat and nindya, then understand this yogi to be mukta.
Tanasri Mahalla Nava Ab Main Kaun Upao Karao.
So, oh Maharaj, what kinds of things should I do, and what kind of efforts should I make? Kaun upao karo. What kind of uddam, what kind of things and efforts should I make to become one with Vaheguru? So that my sansa, my doubts in my mind can be lifted, and I can cross this fearful worldly ocean. Maharaji Vishram Bakshidhana. I've been gifted with this human life that I've probably waited a long time for, and I've had to go through many, many different life forms to get, but I haven't been able to do any pala with it.
ਤੇ ਅਧਿਕ ਡਰਾਓ।
ਤਾਂ ਹੁਣ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਡਰ ਲੱਗਦਾ ਆ। Now I'm very afraid because I'm starting to have regret now that I was blessed with this life and I was blessed with this human form, but I haven't been able to do any good with it, and instead my mind is just filled with doubts.
ਮਨ ਬਚਕ੍ਰਮ ਹਰ ਗੁਣ ਨਹੀਂ ਗਾਏ।
So man with your mind, bach with your bachan, with your words, Kram with your karam, with your actions. In all these three ways, I haven't been able to praise Vaheguru. I haven't been able to do any seva. I haven't been able to do any simran in any way whatsoever. And all these thoughts now are creeping up on me and they're making me worried. I listen to Maharaj's teachings. I'm trying to listen to Maharaj's teachings, Gurmat Sun, but Hajevi, I can't implement them into my life and I haven't gained any gyan. Instead, I'm like a pasu. I just feed myself and I'm just focused on filling my stomach. Sri Guru Tegh Bahadur Sahib Ji Maharaj says to Akal Purkh Vaheguru, please confirm your graceful nature. Please be kind. Only then can a puppy like me be saved. So, ਇੱਥੇ ਤੱਕ ਕਥਾ ਆ ਜੀ। ਸੋ ਇੱਥੇ ਵਿਸਰਾਮ ਲੈਂਦੇ ਹਾਂ ਜੀ। ਹੋਇਆ ਭੁੱਲਾਂ ਗਲਤੀਆਂ ਦੀ ਖਿਮਾ ਬਖਸ਼ਣੀ ਜੀ। ਅੱਗੇ ਵਾਸਤੇ ਸਮਤ ਬਖਸ਼ਣੀ ਜੀ। ਲੇਖਾ ਕਤਹ ਨਾ ਛੂਟਿਆ। ਖਿਨ ਖਿਨ ਭੂਲਨ ਹਾਰ ਬਖਸਨ ਹਾਰ ਬਖਸ ਲੈ ਨਾਨਕ ਪਾਰ ਉਤਾਰ।
ਗੁਰਬਤੇ ਸੋਨ ਕਛ ਗਿਆਨ ਨ ਉਪਜਿਓ ਪਾਸ ਜਿਉ ਉਦਰ ਭਰਾਓ। ਕਹੋ ਨਾਨਕ ਪਪ ਪ੍ਰਭ ਬਿਰਤ ਪਛਾਨਾ ਤਬ ਹਉ ਪਤਿਤ ਤਰਾਓ।
ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕਾ ਖਾਲਸਾ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਫਤਿਹ। ਹੇ ਗੋਬਿੰਦ ਹੇ ਗੋਪਾਲ ਹੇ ਦਿਆਲ ਲਾਲ ਪ੍ਰਾਨਨਾਥ ਨਾਥ ਸਖੇ ਦੀਨ ਦਰਦ ਨਿਵਾਰ। ਹੇ ਸਮਰੱਥ ਅਗਮ ਪੂਰਨ ਮੋਹ ਮਇਆ ਤਾਰ। ਅੰਧਕੂਪ ਮਹਾਭਿਆਨ ਨਾਨਕ ਪਾਰ ਉਤਾਰ। ਆਏ ਪ੍ਰਭ ਸਰਨਾਗਤੀ ਕਿਰਪਾ ਨਿਧ ਦਿਆਲ। ਏਕ ਅਖਰ ਹਰ ਮਨ ਬਸਤ ਨਾਨਕ ਹੋਤ ਨਿਹਾਲ। ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਨਾਮ ਜਹਾਜ ਹੈ ਚੜੇ ਸੋ ਉਤਰੇ ਪਾਰ। ਜੋ ਸਰਦਾ ਕਰ ਸੇਵਦੇ ਪਾਰ ਉਤਾਰਨ ਹਾਰ। ਜੋ ਸਰਦਾ ਕਰ ਸੇਵਦੇ ਪਾਰ ਉਤਾਰਨ ਹਾਰ। ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕਾ ਖਾਲਸਾ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕੀ ਫਤਿਹ।